Yeah, alright baby, here we go. Hello and welcome to another Trainz Railroad Simulator 2019 stream. In today's stream we will be operating a 7-car Amfleet 2 with a DB218 leading and an FL9 or F7A trailer. Forgot which one it is. Something. Waza! Let's turn the lights on. Let's turn the doors on. Running a train to East Point today. This will be train 9 to East Point. Ladies and gentlemen, this is train 9 to East Point, stopping at Hunters Point Avenue. This stop. Parkside, Woodside, Jamaica. What's after Jamaica? Stopping at Parkside, Woodside, Jamaica, Skyview Airport, Chirpace, Central Plaza, Greenfield, Great Plains, Spring Tree, Spruce Lane, Birchwood, Starville, Acorn Peak, Ridgewood, Blueport, Bayfield, Oakdale, Cobutte, Aquita, River Park, Oceanfront, Bay Channel, Farside, and East Point. This is an express train. We will not be stopping at Game Field or Gardenside. Neither will we be stopping at Access Place. For service to those 3 stations, please get off at Woodside and take the local train. Once again, this is train 9 to East Point, stopping at Parkside, Woodside, Jamaica, Skyview Airport, Chirpace, Central Plaza, Greenfield, Great Plains, Spring Tree, Spruce Lane, Birchwood, Starville, Acorn Peak, Ridgewood, Blueport, Bayfield, Oakdale, Cobutte, Aquita, River Park, Oceanfront, Bay Channel, Farside, and East Point. Step all the way in, stand clear of the closing train doors on track 2. This is an Amfleet 2, 7 cars, being operated by 2 engines, one in the front, one in the back. Next stop on this train will be Parkside. Step all the way in, stand clear. This time we actually have lights in our train. Yeah, baby. Goated Amfleet 2. Now let me get my video, that way I can see what you guys are saying. Biggest plot hole in Stranger Things. I know you're cold, man. I know you're cold. It's a cold day, man. It's a cold day. Oh, let me get a picture of you, man. I know it's a cold day, but I know it's cold. You're just gonna have to bear with it. Nothing I can do about the weather. Oh, what's up, Mr. 2026 Traveler, Orion V, Orion C&G, and that one R110A dude, as well as Broadway 8942. Came a long way from the old Amfleet and Trainz Railroad Simulator 2019. That we have. Alright, without further ado, let us begin. Stand clear of closing train doors. Time now is 3:29 p.m. All clear into the void. It is brick outside. They say it feels like 7 degrees. I know it says Court Square, but I changed it to Hunters Point Avenue. Because now in version 2 of this map, I'm freezing while I'm talking. That's crazy. In version 2 of this map, the station is located next to Hunters Point Avenue, which is now served by the K train rather than the M. This is the train to East Point. The next station is Parkside. .4507 finally got equipped with Stingle stickers. I'm glad I caught it when it didn't have any stickers at all. I love that look. It's like it came straight out of the factory. Like a lot of the Nova HEVs, when they were new, they wouldn't have stickers. Or like the 2019 LFSs, or even the 2015 LFSs. This station is Parkside. Any updates on the XHE40s? I don't think they've been delivered to Gun Hill yet. As far as I know, 5217 is either at Neber or at Riqqua. I think it's at Neber as of now. This station is Parkside. This is the train to East Point. The next station is Woodside. Stand clear, closing train doors. Woodside will be next. Why do you keep putting your live streams on private? Because I'm saving those for later. What did I just do? Oh no! How? Bro! What? What? No! This is a canon moment. I barely even started and this is already happening. Alright. Alright. How do I fix that? Why are you operating this way? Who told you? Alright. Alright. I gotta update my days without an incident counter. Amfleet 2. Oh, shucks. 0 days without an incident. Oh, this is nice, though. That's a really nice overhead view. When you stream Trainz Railroad Simulator 2019, do you have it on normal or low latency? I'm not sure, actually. But I know the version 2 map is going to run a lot smoother than the version 1 map. Like, I low-key screwed myself by putting all the trains on the map. Excuse me. By putting all the trains on the map first. What I realized is the strength of the land is more important. You could put the trains on the map later, but the strength of the land is imperative. Like, V1 had no land strength because all the trains were essentially swamping the map. I had like 1,766 trains on there. Oh no, it's another canon techno moment. No. Oh yeah, I was reading a comment. Oh, why do you put your streams on private? The reason I do that is because I intend to make those future recordings. Like, as you may have noticed, I'm starting to release GTA streams every Friday. Those were previously recorded, so I have a year's worth of recordings that I'm just releasing as of now. And also because I don't want those recordings to get bogged down with messages, because they appear every time I actually stream. This station is Woodside. Transfers available to the P and V trains. Or actually, I'm sorry, it's the M and V now. Transfers available to the M and V trains. Because the P got moved. The P replaced the K replaced the M replaced the V, and the V replaced the P. Hopefully I'm all the way in, that's what she said. It's a winter wonderland. This station is Woodside. This is the train to East Point. The next station is Jamaica. 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 Rest in peace, Metro card. Indeed. Although I still have a couple Metro cards I could use. There's no one in this train? Let me just assign a driver to that real quick. There you go. That way we can see the trains depart at the same time. Zach and Night Eagle took a trip to Montauk. We had a good time. I did see the pictures. Looks like you guys have fun. And it also looked like the display on one of the C3s was broken, so it was only displaying like half of that station information. The XE40 already caught fire? Darn it, man. This is the train to East Point. The next station is Jamaica. Did I hear about the F&M swap? I certainly did. Got my pictures beforehand. As you know, the subway updates have been delayed due to reasons. But hopefully I'm going to try and rectify that. Oh yeah, I also saw that you guys, meaning Zach and Night Eagle, y'all were ore farming at Montauk. That was ridiculous, bro. Your trip to Montauk was like my trip to Port Jefferson, only better. Parkchester is ADA accessible now. Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, we broke 100. Ooh, R38. Hauling past that R38. So glad to be on the stream with you guys. M doesn't have to cross in front of the R anymore at Queens Plaza. That's good, and also it's the fact that now it crosses in front of the R at 36th Street. But the real benefit of that move was the fact that the F no longer has to cross in front of the E at Queens Plaza. Now it could do so at 5th Avenue 53rd, which allows the train to run express for a longer duration of time without having to slow down. Now, if they could untangle the deculp interlocking, that would be great. I've heard proposals on like bringing the D train on Brighton and bringing the Q on 4th Avenue, vice versa, and that will potentially untangle the lines. So I guess that would mean the Q would run via Sea Beach if they were to do that. Oh no, I'm sorry, West End. You have the Q via West End, N via Sea Beach, and B and D via Brighton. I'm not going to hold you. I actually liked when they de-interlined the E and F for the construction back in 2024. And I guess people liked it so much they said, let's just make it permanent. Ladies and gentlemen, we are approaching Jamaica Station. Jamaica, we will be arriving on track 8. Connections will be available to the C, Z, and 5 trains. Connections will also be available to various buses downstairs. You will be able to transfer to other branches such as the Bayport, Farmingdale, Village, and Boundary Beach branches. You'll also be able to transfer to some branches heading to Shoreside, Builders Mall, and to the Bronx. Once again, arriving at Jamaica Station, track 8. How to solve decal junction. Delete it. Problem solved. Now we can't just delete it, bro. People need it. I need it. Well, I needed it when I was going to Brooklyn Tech, but I no longer need it. So other people need it now. Let me slow down a little bit. Gotta pause the game, wait for the station to load. Oh, that's disturbing. That's nice. Let me get a shot of that. Got Napoclisticals chilling in this car. Ooh, M7! Yay! I got way too excited for a 10K. This station is Jamaica. Ooh, we got an overpass. This station is Jamaica. This is the train to East Point, stopping at Skyview Airport, Chirpace, Central Plaza, Greenfield, Great Plains, Springtree, Spruce Lane, Birchwood, Starville, Acorn Peak, Ridgewood, Blueport, Bayfield, Oakdale, Cobutte, Aquita, River Park, Oceanfront, Bay Channel, Parkside, East Point. The next station is Skyview Airport. This will be the last time we will be streaming on the version 1 map, as the version 2 map now has enough stations to near completion. The next station is Skyview Airport. Alright, ladies and gents, Skyview Airport is next. Let's go put someone in this M7. I just got harassed by a beam. Never thought I would say that sentence in my life. Alright, I'm back. I'm sorry for the delay. I had to set a couple things up here. Stand clear, closing doors, please. Yeah, he's moving significantly faster than we are. This is the train to East Point. The next station is Skyview Airport. Whoa. That's cool. Haha, that's funny, we cut him off. Haha! Yeah, baby. Peak techno action. Yeah, boy. Bro ate dirt, that's crazy. Definitely recommend watching the series Fallout. It is peak. Absolutely perfect series. Same with Stranger Things 5. And hopefully Invincible Season 4 when it comes out. We're going to get Freddie Mercury. He's going to be playing Thrag. I'm joking, of course, but a lot of people have been reminded of that character looking at his. Here we go. Passing by Hillside Support Facility. Cutting off in a DB218 like a Dodge Charger cutting off a Chrysler on the highway. Yep. Fun times. Imagine if he cut me off. That would have been even funnier. Passing by Groovy Gardens, my version of Elmont, UPS Arena. It's purely dark out here. Can we hit 100? Yeah, we hit 100. Alright, now I gotta start slowing down for real. Passing by Coral Square. Next stop is Skyview Airport. .74 miles per hour. This station is Skyview Airport. Transfer is available to the JFK Express. This station is Skyview Airport. This is the train to Eastport. The next station is Chirpace. Oh, this is fun. I like the Amfleet 2s more than the Amfleet 1s now. That's crazy. Used to be an Amfleet 1 simp, now I'm an Amfleet 2 simp. I want to make sure that my switches are not screwed. You might have been screwed by that derailment. Like, if you don't hear any switch sounds after this station, that means my switches got screwed up. Or that my audio got screwed up. Yeah, I still hear my switches, that's good. But I gotta be closer to the front to actually hear the switches now. 25060 and 25070. This is the train to East Point. The next station is Chirpace. It sounds like Atlantic Barclays is getting some elevator replacement. I think it's well overdue. There's a Shinkansen Zero, powered by some DB218, my goated engine. Ah, wait! Oh! Oh, shoot. Hi, Shiba Cabronito. I didn't know I was going that fast. Darn it, man. Alright, let's back it up and try again. I didn't know I could derail on this curve. Okay, 25070 is... Okay, this is 25060. 25070 is this one. Good grief, man. I've never derailed on that curve, on that switch before. What is happening? Bro. Crazy. Let's try this again. Okay, we now know that 90 miles per hour is the limit as to how fast you could go. Again, yes, again. That's crazy. Every day I'm suffering. This is Chirpace. We're probably going to overrun the station. At this point, I'm going to just skip Chirpace. Next stop is Central Plaza. For those of you who wanted to connect to the Farmingdale branch, tough luck. I'm resetting the counter. And now my zoom is screwed up because of the derailment. I'm really out here suffering. This is crazy. I rode the new elevators at Borough Hall. Probably not. I haven't been there in a while. All I see is darkness. These tracks are not FRA inspected. Passing by Crimson Park. Those are both one-track branches. Let's start slowing down here. Getting too happy behind the wheel. We're passing by Circuit Place. There's a railroad connection branch upstairs. That's crazy. We just skipped Chirpace and said screw you to the Farmingdale riders. Oh, you're terrible operator. This station is Central Plaza. This is your last chance to connect to the Bayport branch. If Zach Transit saw the picture that I took from that switch tower, this is the station where I took the picture from. It is giving R179. Like, for two R142s to do that is crazy. This station is Central Plaza. This is the train to East Point. The next station is Greenfield. We're going to skip like 4 or 5 stations. Those are local stations, of course. It's like going straight from Mineola to Ronkonkoma. That's the equivalent. "26-year-old train with no overhaul." No, the fact that the R142s haven't had any major incidents for this long is impressive. And I don't think the 142s were made cheaply, because they're like the bulk of the IRT fleet. We got some ACMUs here being used as non-powered cars, coach cars. Got an F40 PH3 cat in the back. And this is the train to East Point. The next station is Greenfield. This is basically saying sayonara to the version 1 map. Oh man, I just stopped. got to be more careful. Love how much snow we're surrounded by. This is incredible. Low power mode. Is this Greenfield? Oh, that's Bright Cloud, so we can still hold. What's up, Awesome Gamer 6937? Welcome to the stream. Oh, we've already covered 21 miles. Impressive. Ladies and gentlemen, at Greenfield, you could transfer to an electric train heading back to enter Customia Terminal or West Change to connect to any of the stops you may have missed, such as Meadow Valley, Rosedale, and Bright Cloud. You may also connect to the North River Shuttle as well as one of the unbuilt branches. The North River Shuttle will allow you to have a connection to the Bayport branch if necessary. I'm going to pass by another station here. We go to Greenfield. Alright, here's Greenfield. Just gotta wait for it to load. Oh, shucks. Glad I noticed. There's an M7 here, so I gotta chill. We might come in on the wrong side to avoid that M7. Yeah, that sounds like the right thing to do. I just switch this track back here. Run in the middle. Switch to that side. Perfect. Alright. Then just position the camera here. Wait for arrival. R142s are not doing so well in these overhaul. I would agree with you, Jet, in 960. Something a little more stable. Not just putting LEDs on the 142s. It needs some mechanical comparison well. Trains keep detaching like R179s. Yeah, I mean, if this continues to happen on 142, then this is a big problem. Waiting at Greenfield for our Amfleet. We're operating a KP96H and a Vulcan Thunder. Yeah. I haven't seen the KP96 model. I don't know what it looks like. The 410 train to East Point is now arriving on platform M. Please activate e-tickets now and step over the gap when boarding. This station is Greenfield. Connection is available to the North River Shuttle. This station is Greenfield. This is the train to East Point. The next station is Great Plains. Let's move this M7 here. This is idle. Oh wait, Amwaza. Wait a minute. Oh shoot. Let's take our M7 that we had before. Put him here. And move him. Yep. Perfect. Open his doors. Have him wait for 1 minute. I'm going to close his doors. I'm going to make him wait 5 seconds. And we're going to drive him to Bright Cloud. Bright Cloud. Where's it? Bright Cloud? There you go. Perfect. Now we'll go shot here. 25:07:09. I love how wide this platform is. Fantastic. Ooh, we got a sweet collection, sweet assortment of trains here. We got a DL&W 2V2, a multiple unit train. We got Amfleet 2s, and we have an M7. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to ride local stops to Central Plaza, please transfer to the M7 train across the platform. That train will now be departing. Let me go Google the PT96 while I wait. Or KP96. My bad. There he goes. This is the train to West Change. The next station is Bright Cloud. Those are the M7 announcements, not our train. Stand clear of the doors, please. Both sides. Here we go. The KP96 kind of looks like a modified R211. It's amazing how big this R211 order was. It's quite impressive. This is the train to East Point. The next station is Great Plains. So we're switching back onto our proper track. Got an Amtrak Horizon on our right. Whoa! Almost crashed into a Shoreliner for my camera. And we're going from third rail to diesel territory. We're now in diesel territory. Knocking down signals in the dark. This station is Great Plains. This station is Great Plains. This is the train to East Point. The next station is Spring Tree. Oh yeah, baby, let's go. This is the train to East Point. The next station is Spring Tree. Nah, we can't delete Queens Plaza. Bro, deleting stations is not an option. You gotta work with what you have. This station is Spring Tree. This station is Spring Tree. This is the train to East Point. The next station is Spruce Lane. This was inspired by the Montauk branch, by the way. Delete Mineola instead. Agreed. I agree with this proposal. When will the R62 start retiring? Probably early 2030s. If there's still a country left by then. This is the train to... Wait, was that a sound glitch? This is the train to East Point. The next station is Spruce Lane. Shoot. Let me go to the front again. Well, after I look at this barrel, of course. I'll go to the front after Spruce Lane. This station is Spruce Lane. Okay, I use Northeast Corridor signals here. Sometimes Long Island Railroad, they be rolling into stations slow like this. Not often, but sometimes. This station is Spruce Lane. This is the train to East Point. The next station is Birchwood. I like how because the Amfleet 2s don't have doors on each side of the car, you could not even tell that the doors are open right. Alright, let's go to the front. Oh, that's the back. Let's go to the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go. This version of the railroad, this portion of the railroad is inspired off of the Montauk branch from Babylon to Spia. Delete the M from Queens Square to Forest Hills only? Wow. That is a very blunt force solution. This is the train to East Point. The next station is Birchwood. This station is Birchwood. This is the train to East Point. The next station is Starville. You know what? Starville kind of sounds like Sayville. I definitely see the Montauk branch inspiration. This station is Starville. This station is Starville. This is the train to East Point. The next station is Acorn Peak. This station is Acorn Peak. This is the train to East Point. The next station is Ridgewood. This station is Ridgewood. This is the train to East Point. The next station is Blueport. This station is Blue Point. This is the train to East Point. The next station is Bayfield. This station is Bayfield. This is the train to East Point. The next station is Oakdale. This station is Oakdale. This is the train to East Point. The next station is Colbu. This station is Colbu. This is the train to East Point. The next station is Acela. This station is Acela. This is the train to East Point. The next station is River Park. This is River Park. This is River Park. We will be taking a quick break here. Oceanfront will be next. We'll be back after 5 minutes. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Oceanfront is next. Oceanfront is next. East Point bound train, step all the way in, stand clear. This station is Oceanfront. This is the train to East Point. The next station is Bay Channel. This is the train to East Point. The next station is Bay Channel. Wait, is it Bay Channel or is it Parkside? Yeah, it's Bay Channel. Bay Channel. I was almost tripping for a second. I was like, wait a minute. Did I forget about a stop? Can't be doing that. You got full power heading into Bay Channel. You've been streaming in the dark so long, I'm surprised the sun's not coming out yet. I think we might be coming in too hot, but we'll see. This station is Bay Channel. This is the train to East Point. The next station is Parkside. This station is Parkside. This is the train to East Point. The next station is East Point. Alright, ladies and gents, we are approaching our last and final station, East Point. Please be sure to grab all your personal belongings, your children, your bags, your wallets, your phones, your weaves, and anything else of important significance to you. Make sure that you grab it. Your bowler hats, your bonnets, your man units. Please be sure not to forget any of that as you leave the train. Please be sure to dress warm as we are in the midst of a very furious winter. And stay safe, and thank you for riding with the KTA Customia Railroad. I will hang back a few minutes to answer questions too. Ladies and gentlemen, this is East Point, last stop on this train. Thank you for riding with the KTA Customia Railroad. Now I'm going to be answering the remaining questions that I see in the chat. Why do I seem to prioritize bus news over subway? I didn't intentionally want to do that, but for me it always felt like whenever I would fall behind, that fleet statuses were the easiest to catch up with. I'm currently catching up to the subway information. I'm good in terms of half of last year. I need the other half, and then I'll be fully caught up. It was just from a standpoint of fleet statuses, for some reason, are easier for me to cerebrally process and catch up to. Now, subway, now that I'm in my groove when it comes to catching up to subway information, it will be a bit easier for me to process that, because things in the subway don't change as quickly or as drastically as they do for fleet statuses usually. However, this year was an obvious exception because we have the R46s retiring and 211s coming in as well. Oh, I forgot that I put the lighthouse there. This is the East Point Lighthouse. Once again, like I said, East Point was inspired by the Montauk branch. Oh, we got beamed. East Point was inspired by the Montauk branch, so of course you know I had to have a lighthouse. It just made the most sense. Let me get out the way of the actual light. This is where we are geographically. We're on an island. Like I said, inspired by the Montauk branch. Hopefully I want to add this lighthouse again when I rebuild the East Point branch, which I'm almost done with. And we have some other trains. We got some ACMU units over here. And then we have Long Island Railroad consists. We have the Intercity. And let's just tour the train real quick with twos. People chilling on here. There's the engine. We have Shoreliner consist. We have some other cars. Alright, this train will be going back to Greenfield, so I'll just program that. Shift. Well, I was going to shift Waza, but I don't think that's the best move to do as of now. let's open the doors on this consist on the left. Wait for 2 minutes. And then you are going to close your doors. Wait for 5 seconds, and then you are going to run to Farside. Alright, as for the Amtrak train, I will be laying it up. So I'm going to have to remove all the passengers, and then I'll relay it. Ladies and gentlemen, for anyone who wants to travel in the reverse direction on the East Point branch, please get on the Shoreliner Consist across the platform. Once again, the Amfleet Consist is no longer in passenger service. It will be laying up. Please be sure to grab all your belongings, and I cannot stress this enough. Make sure your phone did not fall on the ground. Make sure you are grabbing everything from the train before we put it in layup. Otherwise, you won't be able to access it for a good while. Stand clear of the closing train doors on track 1. Turn down the game audio. I didn't realize it was too loud, so I apologize. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this train is now out of service. Stand clear of the closing train doors on track 2, aka track M. Stand clear of the closing train doors on track 2, aka track M. This train is no longer in customer service. This train will be returning to the yard. Please make sure you are not on the train as the doors close. Once again, Amfleet 2 is no longer in customer service. Make sure you are not on the train as the doors close. The last run we will ever do on the Customia V1 map. All runs going forward will be done on the V2 map for energy purposes. Alright, if you guys enjoyed the stream, please be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Thank you all for tuning in. Let me see if I could actually turn the interior lights off for this. Okay. I submit, what happens? Okay, nothing happened. Alright, thank you all for tuning in, and staying close, closing doors. So last time, we'll be operating on the version 1 map. Yep, it's huge.